When the electricity was connected, the lamps were also turned on. Leo saw a Santa Claus doll by the door of his room, but it was different from other normal dolls. His beard was black, his eyes were red, and he had an evil smile on his face as if he was frowning. He picked up the doll to put it in his closet and moved to the basement in due time. Then he went downstairs. His mother asked him.
What was the sound up there?
He answered.
There was nothing. I think the sound was coming from the roof.
The Wilson family finally managed to watch the unfinished movie of their holiday night. After the movie, all the family members went to their rooms to sleep. Leo, who had to find a suitable position to move the doll to the basement, set an alarm at 6 o'clock so that he would wake up before others and take the doll to the basement. All the family members had gone to sleep. It was past 12 midnight. The voice of the big Santa Claus doll could be heard in the basement. He was playing a Christmas song. After a while, he started saying phrases like this. Merry Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas Eve, it's time to play. Come and play with me. These sentences were sentences that had never been heard from this doll. The alarm sounded. Leo woke up to take the doll to the basement. He opened his closet door, but the doll's place was empty. Leo ran to the basement. When he got there, he saw that the lock had fallen off the door and the basement was half open. He entered the basement, but there was no sign of all those small and medium-sized Santa Claus dolls. Even the box of the big Santa Claus doll was empty. He said to himself,
Lisa, what are you doing?
Leo started running towards Lisa's room without closing the basement door. He entered the room and woke Lisa up. Then he said,
Santa dolls are near the basement. Which Tate can hide them?
Do you have fever? What do you say, delirium?
Lisa said sleepily.
No, but I think you want to take revenge on me for what I didn't do.
What are you talking about? What revenge?
Forget revenge now. Let me tell you the story.
After Leo explained the story to Lisa, he said,
Where are these strange things happening one after the other? I really can't understand.
What should we do now?
We can only hope that nothing bad will happen.
Time passed and the evening of December 24th arrived. The whole family was together and decided to cook a barbecue for dinner. Each member of the Wilson family was busy working towards the goal of making dinner. Suddenly the phone rang. There was no number on the phone. Amy picked up the phone, but she did not hear a voice from the other side of the phone. So she hung up the phone and continued her job. After a few minutes, the phone rang again. Amy saw that there was no number on the phone again. She answered.
Hello, who's this?
It was at this moment that the Christmas song was played. After that, someone on the phone said, Merry Christmas Eve. The game will start in a few minutes. Are you ready? Then the phone was hung up. Amy went to the backyard. David was there setting up the barbecue in preparation for roasting the meat. Amy told David what happened on the phone. Then she asked,
You think that yellow notepaper has anything to do with this issue?
David thought for a while, then said,
Strange things are happening. Every time I try to relate these events to the locked basements, I get discouraged. Because last night when I went to the basement corridor to check the fuses, I looked at the door and I saw that a lock was on it.
Do you think we should go on a vacation, for example tomorrow morning and come back on the 3rd first, to be away from home for a while?
Okay, whatever you say.
So if go together and tell the children this news.
They went to the living room, then told the children that we want to talk to you and tell you something. It was at this moment that all the lightings in the house went off. Suddenly, the TV turned on. Then a Christmas song was played. All the family members were terrified. They didn't know what was going on. At this moment, the laughter of big Santa Claus doll echoed in the house. Ho 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 ho! He said, Merry Christmas! Finally, it's time to play! Lisa and Leo were looking at each other and they were very scared. They had already found out why the basement door was locked and entry was forbidden. Santa Claus doll continued, We will be good teammates for each other, because you freed us after a long time. Do not frown, let's start the game. First, open your gifts. Hurry up. They are waiting for you. The whole family was scared and confused. They were just observers. After a short pause, the Santa Claus doll said, I knew you didn't like to play with me. So now that you don't play with me, I will play with you. It was at this moment that the dining table began to move, and it made a frightening and ear-splitting sound. All the chairs at the dining table moved back, one by one, then they moved forward again. After some seconds, there was a sound like the clattering of spoons, forks, and knives from the dining table, like some people were eating. In this situation, Lisa was very scared, started to cry. Meanwhile, she said,
It's all our fault. It's all our fault.
Amy went and hugged her. David went to the phone to call the police. When he picked up the phone didn't work when he pressed the phone button. Suddenly, the Santa Claus doll said, Oh, the game has its own rules. For example, one of these rules is that the use of telephone is prohibited. He continued, Oh, your beautiful daughter is crying. Santa Claus who has no fear. Go open your New Year's gift. Look how much I love you. Leo was also very frightened. Meanwhile, he said with tears in his eyes,
Mom, nah, all these errands are my fault. That afternoon when you went shopping, I broke basement door so I could see there and answer all of my questions you might have. Please forgive me. I apologize for not listening to you. I apologize.
At this moment, the Santa Claus doll said, Hey, brave boy, don't be sad. You saved us from the basement prison. If you promise to play with us, we don't bother you. That's all. At this moment, David said,
Don't worry, my son. We'll all get through this incident with each other's help. Promise to be strong.
He further said,
Let's all run away from the house.
All the family members ran to the front door, but when they got there, the door was locked. At this moment, the big Santa doll said, Ho 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 ho. Do you think that you can escape from me by running away? You have to play with me. This door will remain locked until you play with me. David and Leo considered to break down the door and escape. Therefore, Leo went and took an axe and a hammer from his father's toolbox so that they could break the entrance door. During this time, Amy tried to open the door with her key, but no matter how she turned the key in the door, the lock wouldn't open. Suddenly, the key broke in the lock. At this moment, Leo arrived, and with the help of his father, they began to hit the door with a hammer and an axe. After several attempts to break the door, they finally succeeded. All family members rushed to the car. Everyone got on. When David tried to start the car made a strange sound and wouldn't turn on. He got out of the car and opened the hood to see what was going on that was preventing the car from starting. He saw a Santa Claus doll with a black beard on one of the car's belts. He took the doll and threw it in a corner. David got back into the car and started it. The car was turned on. They moved quickly.
We have to find a way to make things right. Do you have any solution?
David told his family. Amy replied,
I can't think as much as I was scared.
Lisa said,
I think as the lock on the basement door was open and these dolls were activated, we should solve this by putting them in the basement and locking them there.
In response to Lisa, Leo said,
It's not possible for us to do what you're saying.
She replied,
Why? We just need to return their dolls.
The thing is, we don't know exactly where the dolls are right now.
Leo answered. Amy said to David.
Where are we going now?
David replied,
I have an idea. I think we can make things right.
What do you think will happen at the end of this story? What will happen to the Wilson family? Will peace return to their home, or will they be forced to sell the house and leave? Tell me in the comments. And make sure you don't miss next episode. Take care.